Oh,
And
so that's why he said he was a pig.
yeah. Well, he legitimately thinks he's a pig. It's like some kind of fetish thing.
What?
He's getting
Yeah.
into it.
There's people like that?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
everywhere.
there's people like there's
Dude.
crazy people.
Hey, don't
Have
kink
you
shame him.
have you
I
seen
do watch some weird porn, but never nothing like that,
have you
dude.
seen a pony play or dog play, or they call it puppy play,
No.
or like people
I don't
they got like
I
cuddle
don't
parties.
Seen the
dude, I
diaper
don't watch
stuff,
that kind of stuff. Dude,
Big Baby.
do you guys ever watch a porno based on the title?
Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah.
No, not
Dude, they
really.
have such weird titles, dude.
Yeah, that's why I don't use the title because the titles are like stepsisters or moms and dads and uncles, aunts, grandmas.
Step bro, what are you
It's
doing?
all it's always a family member.
Dude, they're always so weird. I'm about to look some up real quick. But dude, James, you're gonna have to take off
Zach,
mute.
are you ever like? Wait, what?
You're gonna have to take off mute on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I got it. Zach, are you ever like mid video? And you like minimize it and you catch the name, you're like, ah fuck, I'm watching incest shit. What the fuck? It's
Well,
There's
no,
ruined.
not really.
there's one
It's
That's what
ruined.
there's
I was gonna
one
say.
dude, there's one called "Help Me, Doctor. My pussy is too sensitive"
Oh fuck.
with Jane Wilde and Bunny.
I like Jane Wilde.
Dude, there is so many weird ones.
Some of them just make absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah, like the ones in Chinese. I don't read Chinese, so I don't get them at all. You're right.
Yeah, it's got Corona.
All
Can you
right.
imagine if you open a link and you get a virus from opening a link on the computer,
Well,
It happens all the time.
like a human
you
virus?
know I might be actually infected. Zach, I don't think we told you this yet, have we?
Yeah, dude, he's got COVID.
Possibly.
No, it's guaranteed.
No,
Well, do you got it or not?
We
it's
all have
possible.
COVID.
I have to go. I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm waiting. So, long story short, my coworker's cousin, he had told me like, which is kind of fucked up because like we were working, and all of a sudden like at the end of like we're about to leave, he was like, hey, by the way, so cousin has COVID. He got tested. He's tested positive. And I was hanging around with him yesterday. And I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? And
Dude,
he's like, you may need to get tested. I'm like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, you fucking
So-
think,
That's-
dude?
So
Fuck
he,
you, dude.
so
that's
he,
crazy when your cousin has to tell you you might want to get tested.
so he got tested, and his test results are coming back. I believe it's tomorrow or the day after that. And then once we figure out like if he's got it, then I'm gonna go get tested,
And then I'm gonna have to go get tested if you have it.
and everybody's gonna get tested.
Dude, I don't want to get that thing
No,
shoved up
don't
my nose, dude.
don't worry because I'm telling you right now.
Is that how they do it?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, they take
all
it
the way
and
there.
shove it through the back of your brain, dude.
So I just want to let you know if I have it, like Trevor, you probably haven't because I was only around this dude for like a couple hours. You live here, so
Yeah. Good luck with that, buddy.
Fuck, dude.
dude, you
It's a
enjoy
good
that.
thing we're young.
My little,
I know. My job told me to go get tested, and I never did.
my gift.
Oh yeah, because you're one of
Yeah.
the employees tested
Yeah,
positive.
yeah.
Ooh, big.
Dude,
fucking
that's
hands.
crazy. All right, dude, play the video, dude.
All right, let's
This
do it.
is so heartbreaking, but it's so beautiful at the same time. Videos just like that one, and
Yeah.
some of them are even worse than that one. But that's the one that's always stuck with me since I
What the
watched it.
fuck's wrong with you?
That takes me back though.
Dude, it's so crazy how that even became a thing, dude.
Think about all those shows that were on at that time though. You had Charlie the Unicorn. Remember Charlie the Unicorn?
Oh yeah, dude.
There was Charlie the Unicorn. There was Fred. There was there was a lot. There was another one.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about Fred.
Remember Potter Puppet Pals?
Potter Puppet Pals. What
What
the
was
fuck is that?
Was it Potter Puppet Pals? It was it was like Harry Potter Puppet Pals.
That's so
Hey
weird.
guys, speaking of kids shows, I'm not gonna do that. I feel fucked up doing that, dude.
Dude, I don't know. I'm
What?
still fucking railing
I
on
was
this.
gonna say, talking about kid shows, how about that Chris D'Elia story, huh?
Oh, that's
Kid
fucked.
show.
That's fucked.
But
That's
dude,
really
it-
fucked.
Dude, but it's crazy, dude. Like he is one of the best comedians right now.
He is.
Like
Ah,
top 10.
well,
He's got a
Right
podcast
now.
too, doesn't he?
if you,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his stand-up though. Like
Yeah,
I
his
like,
stand-up's kind of lame.
I like this podcast. I like him on other people's like him as a person. He's funny, like naturally, but I don't like his stand-up. It's not that funny to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
at least the last one wasn't. I don't know about the others though.
but he's like a naturally funny kind of guy.
So
Yeah.
how did it all happen? Like, how did he get exposed?
So basically, a random person on Twitter was like, "Man, I still can't believe they casted Chris D'Elia as the sexual predator on you." And then she posted screenshots of her emailing him, but which is weird because it was through email.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. There was allegations about that before all of this. Like, go to the link I sent you in the chat.
Here, I gotta pull
and
it up.
Open up that Reddit link. That first Reddit link right there.
You want to read it?
This was a year
Mm-mm.
ago. Look, this was posted a year ago. This was a Reddit post from a year ago, and I found it says, I slept with a famous comedian at 17 and he emotionally abused me. And pretty much the whole thing is about this random comedian who, she like slept with and he was abusive to her emotionally or something. And then see down here at the bottom it says people are saying drop a name. I beg you.
Somebody said fucking Carrot Top.
And then finally she says it down there in the comments and she says that it was D'Elia.
Damn, that's
When did she say it was D'Elia? Did she say it at the time? At the time?
Look right up there. Yeah, one year.
Yeah, 1 year ago.
1 year ago.
Why didn't this get a bigger story?
I don't know. It went under the radar.
Like, because it's Reddit, I guess, and people don't take a whole lot of things on Reddit very seriously. I mean, I don't know, though. That's kind of weird.
I hadn't done anything, even kissed boy by the time I was 17. Decided to we're outgoing, senior year in college.
Dude, that's insane to me. Wait,
That's what I don't get though. It says senior year in college, but it also says she was 17.
yeah, that's a little weird.
So unless that was a typo and she meant senior year of high school,
Probably.
and I know in some countries they use college as like a general term for all schools, like high school and college, like university. So I don't know, but that was a strange. I caught that too.
Like, the thing is, whether it's true or not that he did or didn't, his career's over regardless.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, it's over. And if it's a lie, it's kind of shitty. But if it's true at the same time.
I hope that he didn't do it, but I mean, it's very possible that he did. Like, I want to believe that he doesn't, just because I always enjoy his podcast. I think he's hilarious, but I mean, how many times have we seen some of our favorite comedians go down in flames because of something like this?
Like, people are trying to compare this to Louis C.K., right?
Well,
that's on a whole different level. Like,
Louis C.K.
Chris D'Elia stuff is on a whole different level.
Yeah,
because Louis C.K. just brought him to his room and started jerking off in front of him.
And stood in the doorway.
It's fucking weird.
But they were of age, so
he stood in the door. He stood in the doorway and was just like, "You're not leaving. You know, you're gonna. This is happening." I was like, "Fuck."
Like, my thing is with the whole Chris D'Elia thing is, why is he emailing people? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird, right? Am I the only one that thinks that's kind of weird?
He's a goddamn boomer.
A lot of it is Twitter DMs, Instagram DMs, I think.
Well, the one that went viral that called him out, that started all of it, was through email. Like, literally, it was through email, and I was like, what? Like, that's the only thing that's weird to me, but like I said, if he did it, he fucked up, and his career's over, but if he didn't do it, his career's over anyway, so.
I noticed that normally his podcast, he has a new podcast once a week.
Yeah, he hasn't released one yet.
It's been 8 days.
He hasn't even been on Twitter or anything, so I don't know.
Is he talking on Twitter at all, or
nothing?
I
He's
think
been ghost
that
for a
one,
while now.
that one thing he said on TMZ was the only thing he said on it.
I
But
mean, he admitted to being a little bit of a creep, but
yeah,
said
but
it was always with women of age and he had consent also.
yeah. I mean, with that kind of fame, like you're gonna use it for that anyways.
Some of
Like
them,
the way he talked in some of those things sounded like he was a 12-year-old boy, dude.
What do you mean, and what things?
Like, have you seen any of the conversations between
Oh,
Chris
the
D'Elia and those people?
allegations.
Yeah, like
Oh,
he doesn't even want to have sex with them. He just wants to make out with them.
yeah, I mean, like I
Like this
said,
was,
I hope it's not true. I really do. But
oh, I do too, dude. But it's so fucked.
I can't just be like, I know it's not true because I like to do that. Would be arrogant.
Yeah, I mean, if it's true, it's so fucked up, dude.
I mean, the fact that I've been keeping an eye on all the other podcasts in that circle, in Rogan's circle, like Tom Segura.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's posted their new episodes on any of the podcasts yet, so nobody's had to say anything. The only people that have said anything are Callan and Shop.
Yeah, and they seemed genuinely upset about it.
Yeah, they
Like
did.
genuinely just devastated.
Shop was like angry. He was like really angry about it.
Are those his podcast people that he does?
He's friends with them. He's really good friends with them.
Yeah,
They
like
don't
a
all do a podcast together, but
they've all
yeah,
been on each other's.
yeah. So basically, the same people are all on the same podcast, like Joe Rogan, Chris D'Elia, the people who do Tiger Belly,
Yeah,
stuff like that. They're all really close friends who
I was hoping for
podcast.
Tiger Belly to release because Bobby Lee is always really honest. So
Yeah,
he would say exactly like what he thinks about the situation.
I've seen a
And
couple
they're
videos of
good
his.
friends.
dude, it's just so like, man, dude, it's fucked up. Every way around, it's fucked up.
And the thing is if he didn't do it, if it's a lie,
It doesn't matter.
what can you do? What can you do to get out of that situation?
That's what I'm saying. It's branded by public opinion. It doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There is nothing you could do to get out of that situation. So regardless if you actually did it or not, he is in a crappy situation, and I'm sure he thinks his life is destroyed. He's gonna get kicked off of that show. He probably isn't gonna post any kind of media thing for a long time.
And you know what kind of is interesting to me is that he's in a new movie that's about to come out.
Mm.
Like I think it's Land of the Dead, maybe.
Do you think it's gonna affect it, like the box scores
Oh,
and stuff like that?
Oh, people are gonna boycott it, dude. They're gonna boycott the fuck out of it, especially if it's true.
Yes, but well, even if it's not true, like there's no way you can prove that it's not true, so people will still boycott it anyways.
That's
No,
really
it's not
fucked.
Land of the Dead.
It's really fucked. I mean, I feel like this whole even with the and I hate to get like really political with this, but even like the Me Too movement, it feels like it's a double-edged sword.
It is, yeah, it is a double-edged sword.
Like
It was Army of the Dead.
they're
is
able
what
to
he's gonna be in.
they're able to expose, and you're giving like women and men voices, like for shit that's happened in the past, but
Yeah, when it comes to things like that, you always seem to be guilty until proven innocent.
See, the way I see it is, okay, you can't just blow off somebody somebody alleging this happened, like and it happened to them personally, right? So you can't like blame them, especially when it's true, or people just aren't gonna they're gonna not come out and they're just gonna live with it,
but
and nobody's gonna know about it.
But that's the thing you just did. See, you just immediately did. You immediately there was no doubt in your voice that it was true.
No, there's doubt. There's a ton of doubt in my voice that's there that it's not true. I hope it's not true, but at the same time, you just can't come out and say it's not true or it is true.
No, yeah, I know, but that's
now you can't say it's not true, but you also can't say it's true.
But that's where we're coming from, is that people they're not really taking it 50-50. They're usually like, hey,
Right.
it's true.
Oh no, I agree with you. Like if it comes out that they were lying, the person should be put in jail.
No, yeah, no doubt. But
Like that's the thing, because especially there was a kid graduating high school. He was a D1 football player
I remember that story.
and expected to be like a draft pick in the couple
is
years, right?
He was a
that
Heisman contender, wasn't he?
is that where the girl lied?
Yeah.
Yeah, he spent like 8 years in prison.
Yeah, and then like she came out and was like, didn't he set her up? Was like, hey.
No, I don't think so.
Or she was messing. Yeah, I think like one of her family members set her up and got like
That's
how they
the thing though.
how they figured it out is like and I might be wrong on this, but one of his family members like messaged her and got her to like admit that no, she had made it up, and then they used the chat logs from that to like prove his innocence. So I don't think she ever had any intention to like
come clean about it.
Yeah, I think she was like.
And a lot of the times, if it's not true, they won't come clean about it.
No, but
It's crazy.
There's so much.
When you go to prison for something like that, and you're found to be innocent, there is no compensation for you. Like they don't. Like there was a guy that was in prison for like 30 years or something, and the DNA test completely like
You can sue the state.
But they should give you money. Like you should,
100%.
They should be like, here you go. Here's all the money that you missed out for the 30 years you were locked up.
And even if is it really worth it at that point? Like they've cut like for the D1 scholarship, they've cut like a major part of his life like out to the point like how much money could he have made?
Right.
Like, now he's probably gonna be making like minimum like 60 or 70.
Yeah,
like,
and not just the money, but the experience, like all the fun he could have had, like an entire life he could have lived.
Like, see, one thing that really, really pisses me off is the story of the exonerated five, or the what's it called? The Central Park Five in New York. Those kids were kids, like 12 to 15 years old, somewhere in that area, I believe.
Which was that?
They were fucking kids, dude. And it's so these 5 kids were arrested and charged for murdering a woman in Central Park. And
and they were innocent, right?
Mm-hmm. The entire time they were innocent, and they never would have been released if the person who did murder her didn't come out and say it.
Confess.
Because he was already in prison for life.
That is insane. Like,
so he came out and then confessed.
How do you even get locked up without sufficient evidence?
It's just so easy, dude.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Especially with something like that, like, because after that happens, right, they're gonna have to pick a jury. Everybody is already gonna think you're guilty.
The whole court system is just really fucked. Like how they pick up like they're even like they're so fucking racist. Like lawyers actually picking the jury members just because of like different, like they ask ethnic questions or stuff like that applies to different. And it's so fucked. It's
supposed to be a jury of your peers, but it never is a jury of your peers.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
And this is what worries me, even with the the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Like, there's so many fucking people, like friends even of mine that are like, oh, Oprah's on house arrest or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, that's like so stupid.
It's like, what? Like, you're just spreading like false information. Like, this is just a fucking Google. You can just
said
you can even Bing that shit. You can even Bing that shit. You can find out that it's not true.
They said Tom Hanks
was
whenever he got COVID, I don't remember which country he was in. They said he was locked down in that country and couldn't come back to America.
Oh yeah,
A week later, he was back at home.
Like, put it like
healthy, didn't have COVID anymore.
And here's the thing: it's not that I don't believe that Jeffrey Epstein like did all this, child peddling stuff, and there may have been some big names taking part in it. I completely agree. I just think that once you muddy that water, once you create that self-doubt with like these stupid fucking stories like Oprah,
there's nothing you can do to clear it up.
Yeah.
See, what pisses me off is that people choose who they want to believe is guilty with the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Yeah.
And then they choose who they don't want to be guilty, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I think probably every single one of them is guilty.
Well,
every single one of them.
That's the thing.
The Clintons,
When people fall
every
into
one of them.
that's when people fall into their confirmation bias. Like when we were talking about Dalia, we were able to disassociate ourselves from the fact that we were fans of him and say that, well, as much as we don't want it to be true, we understand that it could be either or, and that's not leaning into your confirmation bias. When you lean into your confirmation bias is when you pick a side just because you are a big fan of that side for whatever reason, and regardless of the statistics or the facts that are presented to you, you're gonna go with that side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you
but
just,
I mean,
or in this case, a lot of it you just create like your own little fucking like echo
yeah,
chamber
like
of.
that's what blows my mind, dude. Like, so with all these riots and the protests that happened, um, when that cop killed George Floyd, they people started saying that what's his fucking name? What's his fucking name? It's a really rich Democratic donor. Do you remember his name, James?
A blood donor?
George Soros.
Yeah, George Soros.
Oh,
That's been going around
They
forever
said
now.
yeah.
no.
That
They said no. They said people were being paid by George Soros to protest and to riot. I had somebody tell me you can get signed up for it if you just go to his website and put in your email.
Dude, give me that fucking website. I'm gonna go get paid.
Dude, I've been on his email list for 3-4 weeks now.
What, George Soros?
I want that
Yeah.
Soros money.
I've never once been asked to do anything like that.
Dude,
Like, it just blows my mind. Like, people will make something up and then just stick to it.
while we're on the
Like, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
while we're on this whole Jeffrey Epstein case like thing, have you guys watched the?
Bieber?
Yeah, have you guys watched the Bieber video?
Dude, I'm telling you, okay, I'm not big on these conspiracy theories. I do not normally fall into it, but that stuff is convincing.
You
It's
guys,
very strangely convincing.
you guys want to go through it and we can kind of like we're gonna pause it and go through it and like kind of like
Wait,
analyze
Trevor,
it.
do you know about this?
I have no idea, dude.
About the Bieber thing, the whole yummy video and whatnot?
No, not at all.
Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be
Hang
fun.
up. Hey, pull up that link real quick before you play the video. Pull up that link I sent you about. I think it's an article, and it kind of pinpoints all of the things to look for in the video. It'll tell you the things to look for in the video and the meanings behind it and all of that. So that way, when you actually go and watch it, you see these things and you're like, oh wow, that's actually there. Because the first time you watch it, you don't realize it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually listened to that full song anyway, so.
Yeah, I didn't either until this.
Let's all right. I'm gonna full screen it. I just pulled up that other article. So we'll go through the article first, right? You wanna go through the article?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do that.
I think this is the one. I'm not sure if it is. You see it?
Okay, yeah.
Mental controls. So MK Ultra, which is that's true. That's crazy. I don't know if that
Right.
actually.
What is MK Ultra?
It's a really fucked up like government ran. What is it? Where they were like
I
trying to
thought
create like.
I thought I told you about MK Ultra.
Yeah.
Where they were secretly dosing people with LSD to try to mind control them.
Oh, yeah, you did, yeah.
So it doesn't really go like through. I don't know if this is the link one you sent me, but it goes through like a little bit.
So-
Go to the top.
What's the backstory of it?
The backstory of like Yummy and like what he's trying to do, or what people think he's trying to do, is he's trying to shed light on the child sex ring, the
Right,
Jeffrey Epstein.
the elite pedophile ring.
Yeah. So he's trying to like he's like giving like little fucking sprinkles of hints like, hey, this is going on, and it like
Yeah.
if you're when like so I watched it before like I like before people started associating like they associated but I didn't know and I watched it and I kind of like you get the vibe that's like whoa that's kind of weird like what the fuck what does that mean? Because he says some weird shit like he'll be like obviously he's like talking about his wife or his girlfriend or whatever and like their sexual relationship and everything like that but then he says some like you're incriminating, you don't even try, and you never like running low on supplies. That kind of shit, it's kind of weird. It's kind of
Yeah.
sus.
before it even came out, he was posting on Instagram. It was pictures of babies, and it would say "yummy," and some of the babies were naked, and it was just like a group of babies, and all it said was "yummy."
Are you sure
Oh,
that's
fuck.
true?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It
let's
it was all part of the social media campaign before the song actually came out.
play the video. We're gonna like we'll pause it a little bit and we'll go through it. Let me know if the audio is fine. If you guys ever need to turn it up.
Go ahead, buddy.
Dude, so look, pay attention to all the things in the video. There's gonna be look, there's children, like little children playing the instruments here.
You see it? So that's one of the points is in the video. Even towards the end, Trevor, really pay attention to the one on the left with the red jacket.
Okay.
You know, she's
They go into a fancy dinner. And now watch how these people eat. It's just
A not grilled cheese sandwich?
like all the people in here represent different people within the elite.
and even if like even look at the food, like the type of food they're eating, like
Wait, was that the Astro World guy?
I thought so.
possible.
That actor.
So, like even like look at the food and stuff like that they're eating. Like this is like colorful food that would attract the younger generation. You know,
Well, the
kids.
food doesn't even look appetizing though.
No.
It's crazy. And when you watch them eat, they devour it in like this gross way. It has absolutely nothing to do with the lyrics of the song. See, look at that. It's crazy, and he's going through all these different characters, right? From young people to old people.
Dude, that's definitely the fucking Astro World guy.
So like if you can draw like links between, because like I think he's mentioned that this song, like the audio, like him recording it, was about him and his wife, like their sexual relationship and stuff like that. If you can find a link right there, I will pay you money. But I'm
Okay,
not
so
seeing it.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. He said that it was about his sex life, and all the articles that were posting added with his wife. Because when you look at the articles, it says Bieber said that it was about his sex life in quotation marks, and then after the quotation marks, it says with his wife, whatever her name is.
So
The quote that he said is it's about my sex life.
yeah.
The
that doesn't-
article added in that
His
it was
wife.
with his wife. Yeah,
Ooh. Damn, that's even more mystery then.
isn't it?
Just all the food. It's all weird. It's all colorful.
Yeah, and it's all like it's like a party. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's, it's just lively. It's all enticing for children.
Yes.
Look at those Cheetos.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Hear that? That's one of the big points that they were talking about is these random lyrics, stuff like this.
All incriminating, no disguise. Yes, and he winked. See, look, it's got all these close-up shots of them just eating it, just devouring it. But all the people in this video, all the actors, represent some other kind of person. See, it shows them just indulging.
And some of them are even drawing links to the kids being the food. What adult, obviously, what adult at a party like this would eat
Right.
French fries or those little old style peanuts.
Oh, I
Exactly.
don't know. To be fair, I do like French fries a lot.
I know,
Those
but we're talking about like at a party, like this setting.
Yeah, it's like a fancy party, but they're indulging as if it was like, it was like in a gross way. And it's supposed to be representing like indulging in children.
Yeah, I think there's a link that they're drawing as well. Like I said, the kids are the food. Like Zach was saying, they're devouring it. Like there's M&Ms in the fucking like
Yeah.
Chinese food these guys right there.
Is that Crazy Steve in the background?
Possibly. Like it's weird. He looks like a pedo, doesn't he? Look like a little weird, like a little weirdo like.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be that everyone in this video represents a pedophile in the elite. And so but the thing is that he's trying to say that all this stuff happened. Well, what they're saying is that he's trying to say that all this stuff happened when he was younger, and this is just his subtle way of bringing it to the surface. That he was a part of this, and they pretty much did those things to him.
Yeah.
See, what I don't understand, right? If he's doing this even subtly, right? Like, why wouldn't he come out and admit that's what it was? If that's what it was, you know what I'm saying?
I think like from what he was saying, and Zach, you can cut in too if you think this as well. I don't know, but they're saying that he might be put in danger because
Right.
I mean they killed Epstein. Like okay,
Right.
let's be fucking for real. The Epstein, he was about to drop names. He already like was cooperating, and then all of a sudden he fucking hangs himself. It's kind of
no,
sus.
he was definitely murdered.
So
It's obvious that he would be in danger, especially is like Epstein could have been like a warning. He saw that and is like, okay, I can't come out right and say it.
But you see, the thing is, Corey Feldman has been talking for 5 years about how he's about to release a video that's gonna blow up Hollywood and the sex trafficking and all that shit, right? And he's still alive. He's just not releasing the movie.
yeah, but it's kind
He
of
did
like
a documentary, like he came out and openly said that that's what it was about, and
every time
he's still alive.
we bring this up, bring up these conspiracy things, you always bring up that dude and that same thing.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing you got to realize that okay, if he's saying it so many times, like how many times? It's got to be like an Alex Jones type thing. Okay, no one's gonna believe him. He's been fucking. He's already. What is
Right.
it? He's already fucking like what is the fucking old wise tale? The fucking cry wolf or whatever. What is it? I can't.
Oh, the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, he's already fucking said it for 5 years. No one takes him
Yeah.
serious anymore. And it's like if they okay, so if they do, if he and here's the thing that I get with Justin Bieber is it might ruin his career. I don't know, like if he comes out and says it, like I don't know if he's gonna have immunity. Like what if he dies? Like he can't. Like if they can get to Epstein in like a government ran facility, they're gonna be able to get like to this.
See, the thing is, if he comes out with names, like let's say he just dropped a video, right? Because nobody's gonna know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna know that.
Oh, they would know.
Like he would just straight up drop a video that he recorded on his phone, right?
I don't think he has access to all his social media stuff though. He might not. Maybe he has public accounts or whatever that deal with all that, and he might not have direct access to his own social media accounts.
I mean,
maybe.
I think there's ways for him to like go out there and say it. I don't know why he's not, and I don't think any of us will ever know if he actually is or not. But I think there's definitely something to be said with this video. So here, we'll press play. We'll get to the end.
Hang on. But if he comes out and says it, they might not like physically take care of him, but they can Crystalia him. They could take care of his career in all kinds of ways. Like they could. Like, there's so many directions you could possibly take it, and he probably knows that.
But yeah, I mean, if you're that concerned about it happening, though, wouldn't you want to come out and say it, even if it destroys your career? Even if somebody comes out and says that you...
Not when it's, like, not just your career, but it's your life, too.
I mean, I guess. But like I said, whenever Corey Feldman first did it, like, because he's had this on the burner for, like I said, 5 years.
Hang on, who's Corey Feldman?
He's one of the Coreys from the 90s or the 80s or something like that. I don't remember. But he's been, like, he said it the first time. It got traction. He didn't release it when he said he was going to.
Well, maybe he doesn't actually have anything. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
we're getting weird.
Like, that's what makes it a little...
Is he even famous? I don't know
All
this
right,
guy.
all right. I'm gonna play it. You guys ready? Let's finish it because I think like the most like weirdest evidence that's gonna make Trevor kind of like scratch his head is like the very ending, like towards the end.
Oh yeah.
All right, ready?
Kind of a catchy song. Look, it gets dark.
I love the
Now
song
he-
though.
So he gave up, he indulged, and now he's got everything he wants. Everything's elegant for him. He's living his life now. Meanwhile, in the background, you still got people indulging.
I really like the song though. The song's nice.
Dude, it just makes you bop your head a little bit.
I feel like most of the songs that come on the radio all sound the same. Okay,
Alright.
look. Now he's all alone.
Okay. So you see the red coat right there next to him? They're
Mhm.
basically one of the things is they're saying that where's the girl? Why is that coat not on the girl at the very beginning? Because that looks like the coat that she was wearing at the very beginning, the violin that she was, I guess abused. You know.
And there was also something about the people in the background. Like apparently that the old guy is his manager or something, I think, and then the black guy is somebody who found him and introduced him to the old people. And
Who
or no,
was
no,
it that found him?
no, I think his manager is the black guy, and
Found on the internet.
he is like going around like cleaning up his mess, you know, pretty much like cleaning up behind it, covering all the tracks. And the old guy is, I think like one of the label owners or something. I don't know the exact what it was, but it was like something like that.
Justin,
You know,
he was found on YouTube though. He was doing covers and
Yeah,
he was.
they found him. Ludacris signed him though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I
Luda.
mean, like I said, I don't know if it's true or not. More than likely, it is true. But like, if it is true, it would make a whole lot of sense why these like former child stars always grow up fucked up.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that
You know what
was-
I'm saying? Like
I'm sure
Justin Bieber was singing "Baby," and then a few years later, he's egging people, spitting on fans, and all that kind of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but that could just be fame too. Like,
Alright.
if
Yeah,
fame at a
and-
young age just screws you up.
But it
Let's-
happens a lot, though.
let's-
Is my
let's-
thing.
Let's finish it up. This is okay. So there's a couple more here still. Oh, of course. There we go.
There we go. See, now it's just him left alone. Everything's dirty. Manager's cleaning up his mess.
Here we go. Boom.
And oh, check that out. It's a picture of him while he was young, as a kid, on that plate, and it says "yummy"
Yeah.
right underneath the cake that was just eaten.
See, this is the part where it literally just doesn't make sense. Like if he's talking about a sex life.
What does that have to do with the song
Yeah.
at all?
Or with his wife. It's
Right.
gotta- so if it's got to do something with his sex life, okay, he's a piece of. He's young. This is why I think that it's the kids are idealized as food in this because it's there, it disappears, and then you kind of see his face like he was the cake. They got eaten. I don't know.
It's
weird.
it's like what does that have to do with the song at all? Like it's just there.
It's
It literally has no place within the song.
It's weird.
Are
And-
any of his other videos like that, though?
Yeah, they are. A lot of them are. Where Are You Now? If you pause it at different things, like it has a bunch of written like things like why are you worshiping me? And just all this like crazy writing everywhere.
So do you think like Trump was anything a part of? Because like they're kind of like linking like if they're linking Clintons and stuff, they're linking Trump as well to Epstein.
I mean, that's the thing for me. Like somebody told me that Trump infiltrated the deep state. He's not like them.
I've
He
heard that.
infiltrated the deep state,
I can't.
and he's been doing it his entire life, apparently.
all the
He just
all the conspiracy
got in with
people are saying that.
I mean,
Like that's what's weird to me. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they pick and choose who they want to believe
Yeah.
about Epstein, right? Like for me, if it's everybody on the left, it's everybody on the left. If it's everybody on the right, it's everybody on the right. It doesn't matter
Well, that doesn't
your
make
political orientation when it comes to those allegations, you know? Like it doesn't matter what candidate or anything you support. If you're doing that shit,
it would be either
you
left
can't.
or right. It wouldn't be just one full side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be both.
Yeah.
And the elites, like Obama even said in I think he was campaigning for Hillary, I don't remember. But he said Trump wants to like drain the swamp and defeat the elites, but he's been spending his entire life trying to prove to everybody that he's elite also. Like
I mean,
he's what, James?
everything that he's done, it's literally, it's either the fucking, he's listen. I don't. Here's the thing. I think Trump is a mouthpiece for the last guy in the room. I feel like he's going to listen to the last guy in the room, and I think it's like flipping a coin. Like he says some, he'll say some shit that like makes sense. He'll say some shit like, in my opinion, like the trade deals like the very beginning before he even came in, like the TPP and stuff like that. Accident. Okay, perfect. We're getting fucked on it. Cool. Okay, and then like it feels like he has someone in his ear from the right that are like hardcore right, or even like hardcore like alt right, like Brett Bart, shit like that. And he'll listen to them, and it's like, okay, we're gonna like redo TVB, but we're gonna add in like provisions that like that go against America. They go against the workforce. And then he'll go online or go and he'll say, oh, we redid TPP, and it's better.
Yeah.
But no one like reads between the lines. No one actually reads the bill, or no one actually
Yeah,
goes in and like sees it.
that's the thing is the bills are so long and tedious that nobody ever goes and reads it, and they know that.
I
You
feel.
guys know what I think about when people told me that Trump infiltrated the deep state?
What?
Y'all seen Scary Movie, right?
Infiltrated the deep mother. Your mother.
No, y'all seen Scary Movie, right?
Yeah.
The guy with the masker.
The one at the Officer Doofy at the end,
Yeah.
because he's dumb, he's not super smart, and then he rips off all of his wigs and stuff, and he's like an actual badass, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this, I don't know, like that's what I think about anytime somebody tells me that Trump infiltrated the deep state, that he's only acting this way.
You think that at the end he's gonna take off his toupee and
That's what I'm saying. Like that's how they think. Like
flex, and his shirt's gonna break, and he's
he's done this. He spent his whole life trying to prove that he's elite just to infiltrate them, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what they think is gonna happen when everything comes out. Trump's gonna rip off a mask, and then all of a sudden he's a fucking private eye super detective or some shit.
These are the same people that literally like he says one thing and he does the other, and they just believe him because he says it.
Yeah.
So I don't. I honestly, this is terrible to say, but I say the average American voter, like a good,
Is stupid.
is 80% of them are just fucking stupid.
Not smart enough to be voting. Period.
They'll literally listen, to people. They'll listen to people like this. They won't do.
I wouldn't say stupid. I would say misinformed.
Yes, misinformed. Yeah, they have life experiences and stuff like that, and they build these experiences. They build these opinions on experiences, and then once they find something that even remotely is on target with what they've experienced,
they got their confirmation bias all set and ready.
Yeah, they surround themselves with the same information, and they create like this echo chamber of revolve information that literally just deepens their own experience. Instead of like going against like, hey, maybe this let me do research for the other side. They won't do that.
Dude, so there was a viral Twitter thread, where this guy or this girl put unfollowed all of Fox News and all of the right stuff on her mom's phone and Facebook, and followed all the left stuff, and her mom became a liberal overnight.
Yeah.
Hated Trump and all that kind of stuff.
That.
the truth behind it, I mean, obviously not fucking overnight, dude.
It's just like it's
Like-
just the opposite.
Like that's the thing. Like it's kind of weird to me because, like you said, some people will choose one side and
Yeah.
just watch one source and stuff
It's
like
because
that.
it's because with all the information, how do you know what's true and what's not? That's why I hate politics. I can't stand politics because there's so much information. Some of it's legit, some of it's not legit, and it's just it's so tedious and so difficult to actually get correct information to the T that it's just like people don't care and they just go out and vote for their favorite personality on the big screen.
That's why George Washington said that the two-party system will ultimately be the downfall of.
Well, here's
of
the thing. I don't think the two-party system is the main issue. I think the two-party system can work. I think the main issue is, and Trump actually said this, like, this is the thing that gets me, is that Trump ran on a lot of the liberal and a lot of the progressive platforms when it comes to certain things like term limits. So he ran on, hey, term limits for Senate and Congress. He ran on, we need to get the money out of there where corporations can't buy politicians. And I was like, damn, and that's how it sold a lot of people with him versus Hillary. Is a lot of these people were Bernie people, and they immediately jumped ship. They're like, I don't like Hillary. At least Trump's gonna get one or two things done, and it just hasn't happened. And that's the
Right,
things that
and
people aren't seeing. They're just blindly following still.
yeah, that's another thing is during the whole campaigning, people they will literally say anything. They tell you what you want to hear, and then when they get in the office, like how do you know that they're gonna actually go through with their promises? Like there's nothing that holds them accountable to their promises that they make during campaigning.
Yeah.
Didn't he say during a campaign rally that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and not lose any support?
Dude, he's been grabbing people by the pussy and fucking. He can do whatever he wants.
Dude, he
This-
says everything and anything that you could possibly imagine.
That's what pisses me off so much about like his followers is that a lot of them just like he can literally do no wrong, and it's
Right.
literally just the echo chamber of bad fucking information.
Yeah.
And that's where I
That-
think like the main issue with like where it all stands is money and politics. I think the two-party system works if money and politics isn't there to influence politicians for self-greed.
Yeah, that's
How do you
crazy.
guys-
I think the left is very good at understanding when someone that's on their side is just a crap president.
Yeah.
But the right,
Oh yeah.
they'll believe in there's no wrong. There's nothing that their president can do wrong.
They're
But
more.
The thing is, there are some on the right that are like that.
Well-
Though. Like one of the senators ran for president against Trump, but didn't get enough votes to fucking do anything.
Well, I mean,
I
yeah,
know, we're talking about far left.
they're more unified. The right is party over issues, regardless of what it is. Like, yes, we can have these internal issues, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's party over issues. As long as we can have that R elected, we're gonna do it. That's what they're thinking. Yeah.
It's
And-
wild to me, dude.
And with Democrats, I feel like if they I think Democrats need to get a little bit on board with that because it feels like if they
That's the only way.
well not just that, it's like I feels like once they find a candidate and they like the candidate and they're like, okay, we're gonna back this candidate, if anything goes wrong, like anything with that candidate, like they don't like, they immediately jump ship. It's
And,
like,
I mean, that just shows the moral difference in both of them.
yeah.
Because like I can't in any way support Joe Biden at all.
No, I mean I get it.
Like
Oh,
that's the thing.
Joe.
There's no way I can support Joe Biden. The
Yeah.
fact that the DNC keeps fucking Bernie pisses me off. Like they continue to fuck him.
Biden's got dementia.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
But dude, so
has he picked his VP yet? If he his running mate?
no, I think he's choosing between Keisha something Bottoms, Kamala Harris, another one that I don't like.
I smoked weed once.
Yeah, right. But no, dude. So how do you guys feel about the statues coming down? and the Confederate flag stuff.
I don't agree with it. I think leave it. It's all part of history. None of our all of our forefathers owned slaves at certain points, and it's just I don't know. It's like we've all made mistakes. You got to learn from your mistakes.
I say that if they're gonna do it, I don't think they should vandalize it. I think what they should do, and like the most appropriate thing they should do, is they should hire the city to go in and relocate the statue into a museum and open up exhibits dedicated for that section of history.
See, but what
Instead of
blows my
vandalizing
mind,
and tearing it down and just ruining it.
So the only reason I brought that up, right? A lot of people on the right like to use the Democrats were the ones who were slavery, right? Who were pro-slavery. But the right's also the ones that are like furious of those democratic slave owners being torn down.
Yeah,
because
so
there was a complete flip of party ideals.
Yeah.
And I can't talk.
Ideology. It's
ideologies, but it's just so crazy to me.
So yeah, the flip happened. I think it was 60s, 70s, like right at the end of segregation or at the beginning of segregation, where Democrats were in support of segregation, Republicans weren't, and then like it flipped the ideology of like the actual party and stuff like that. And then I think they had one or two Republicans like right after segregation that ran, who actually I'm not 100% sure. I think won the popular vote, and was actually trying to get segregation put back. So it's like both sides are obviously it's fucked. Like I think Republicans were on the right side of history pre 50s, early or mid 60s, and then it just flipped. It just and now it's just
guys, politics is so fucking boring, dude. I don't like politics, man.
I love them, dude.
It's so boring.
Dude, that's what it's what it's filled with now.
It's being an adult or whatever.
It's literally just like
it's like growing up or something. I don't know.
I'm about to delete Facebook because that's all I see now.
I know. It's like I'm not a big fan of social media in general because it's like that's all you see is people either post like the highlights of their life, which makes you feel like you're not doing anything with your life because people only post the highlights of their life, or it's political things, which doesn't matter to post anyways because if you're a hard like if you're set on whatever it is that you believe in, then it doesn't matter what they post because that's not going to affect your opinion regardless, especially when you're not 100% certain if that what they're posting is legitimate information or not.
Dude, 2020 has been fucking wild.
Dude, not even what do you mean
fucking day one, dude. It's been fucking insane.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking. See, here's the thing. I don't understand why people were like 2019 wasn't crazy. Like the end of 2019,
2019 was definitely crazy.
The end of 2019, this shit didn't stop. It just rolled into it. I think we had like a little break within December, but remember we had the wildfires in California. We had like fucking California was on fire. We had so much shit going on.
We all said, "Oh, thank God, 2019's ending. I can't wait for 2020." And now we're like, "Fuck, can we go back, please?"
Like all of us
go back.
God is fucking pissed. What did we do? I don't know, but he is fucking furious at us right now.
Yellowstone had like earthquake. Is there still earthquakes happening, or is that done?
Tremors and stuff like that. I think they were talking about that in the. Yeah, let me see. Let me look it up.
At Yellowstone?
They're saying that we're due for it. I know that for sure, but I don't know if like.
It's supposed to happen in the next couple years or some shit.
Wait, what? I've heard that we still got a long time.
No, they said it happened. I think it happens every like 500 to 640,000 years. Like so, every 500,000 to 640k years, it happens. And right now, I think we're at like 800k.
I don't think so. That's not what I saw. I saw that statistically we're not due for another long time.
Dude, but we'll survive the initial blast, boys.
Yeah, we're just gonna fucking suffocate in the
ash. We're going out on top.
Don't worry, we're gonna release that final podcast saying goodbye, and we all suffocate in ash.
You know what's crazy to me is like people think there's like an exact limit to where it's gonna go, right? So what happens if you're like 10 feet away from that final limit? Right.
What do you?
For the impact zone, for the one that's gonna kill people instantly, right?
Oh,
Like that's crazy to me because like what if you're like
Oh, here
or
we go.
maybe even a mile away from that, like are you just not gonna die right away or what?
well, you there's probably like layers to it. There's ones where you would just disintegrate. There's layers where you would like where the earth would like collapse underneath you. There's layers where you would get burned.
Are you guys
There's
looking
layers
at
where
the?
you would die of suffocation.
Are you guys looking at the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the article that pulled up. I think Zach mentioned it earlier. So it's the size of Chicago that's been pulsing.
Oh shit.
Uh, so scar of 640k-year-old eruption. So last eruption was 640k years ago.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can find anything that says.
and then it's that it's not due for like another 1,000 or something, or like another 100,000, I think.
Do
Well,
you guys think by the
my-
time we die we're gonna be able to live forever?
I I don't know about our generation. I do think the next one.
I kind of do too. Like, but see, Elon Musk is so fucking smart, dude.
I
I
think
kind of see him being the one to do it.
I think that eventually we're gonna reach a point where the Earth is unsustainable, and I think at that point we're gonna like I don't know how quick it's going up because I know like they were talking about like it could be like 100 years, like it could be that short.
I
Where
think we
in
would
our
be able to decrease aging at least, or slow down aging
yeah
significantly.
Could
they
you guys imagine living through that though? Like watching the Earth fall apart and waiting for your chance to go to Mars or some shit?
possibly well I don't know if they're gonna colonize Mars like on that scale. I think they're gonna release like gigantic space stations. I think they would do that
Right.
before Mars.
I think that'd be kind of dope.
Have you
Yeah,
ever seen the? Have you ever you seen the 100? Or
yeah,
you
the Netflix.
100?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it'd be pretty much like that, where it's like one giant space station where everybody on Earth, or not everybody, but different space stations. So like 1/10, like if there's 10 space stations or whatever.
Just know
And then when you want to travel, you have to take a
Dude.
little spaceship to get to the other one.
we're not. I hate to break it to you guys. We're fucking degenerates. We're not getting on that fucking space station. They're gonna have maybe 100k from each country. I
will
imagine.
fucking force myself
Do
onto
you think?
fucking airplane.
How do you think they would pick people? You think it'd be random? Like after they get all the people that matter, you think it'd be random after that?
So I think they would do physicals and stuff like that. I think they wouldn't take obese people. They wouldn't take any genetic deformities or anything like that. They would take
You're
the
out,
best.
Zach.
They would take the they would take the best like survival chance for each, and they would literally start with like probably smaller families of 2 or 4, like
You
just
think so?
yeah, and then go from there and then start repopulating.
You hear that, Zach? It's time to start fucking.
Dude, see, this is so much better than politics. Screw your political opinions.
Hey,
All right, he sounds like
fuck you,
Bernie,
buddy.
doesn't he? He sounds a little
Yeah,
like Bernie.
you're going all Bernie on us, dude.
Can you say healthcare coverage?
Healthcare coverage.
Every American.
Every
That sounds more
American.
like Trump.
Healthcare coverage.
Dude, I'm trying to do a Trump accent.
Dude,
If I could,
that would be like the greatest TV show, though, dude. Like,
Bernie and Trump
fucking no, like
living together in the neighborhood.
colonizing Mars or some shit like that, dude.
oh yeah,
That'd
I'd
be
watch
such
that.
a great TV show.
I'm pretty sure they have things like that already.
If it was like a comedy, you know,
Oh, a comedy? No, I don't think so.
like that would be so dope, dude. Like fucking Will Ferrell and John C. Riley are in it.
You
and
just want
Step Brothers
Step Brothers again, yeah.
Brother in space.
Like, doesn't that have a good
Yeah,
ring to it, dude?
they'd be
Step
fucking dead
Brothers
within a week.
2.
Dude, so I don't know if you guys go back and watch like really old movies like I do, because I like horror movies, right? So I'll go back and watch like horror movies that were in the 80s or the 70s and stuff like that. And just watching those,
It seems corny, right?
like no, they don't though. Like the movies themselves don't seem corny. Like the words still kind of do the same thing for you, but like just the visuals are so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Like in Army of Darkness, Sam Raimi movie, or not Army of Darkness, it's Evil Dead 2, right? At the very end of it, Ash gets sent to the medieval times, and he shoots something that's flying at him, but you can like very, very clearly see the strings coming down. Like they all look really low budget, even though some of these movies were really, really high budget.
It's crazy because think about movies in the 80s compared to movies in the 90s.
Like people were like, "Damn, this movie is so good! I can't believe this. Look how good these graphics are."
Going back
to the 90s to the 2000s, it's like every 10 years is such a significant increase in movie production. It's like, how good could it possibly get?
I don't
like
know.
Once you get realistic, then what's
what the fuck?
Going back and watching like
Angel
Jurassic
Elgort
Park.
too, dude.
Going back and watching like Jurassic Park, that shit was fucking lit. I think that holds up like really well compared to like what we have now.
Scream really hold well.
Scream is one of those movies that holds up really, really, really well.
Yeah, if it doesn't have a lot,
it's a very meta movie.
Yeah, if it doesn't have a lot of extra stuff, then it holds up well.
Like it's a very meta movie because they are always talking about the rules in a horror movie, right? Like that's just so wild to me is how some movies don't hold up, and then movies made in 1939 are better than movies that were made in the 70s. Like I didn't even know The Wizard of Oz that we grew up watching was made in 1939. That shit's so fucking odd.
The black and white one?
Yeah, the black and white.
Yes, the color one was in 1939.
Well, yeah, I think they started black and white, and then once they got to the Oz, they all colored.
No, it was full color. The only time it wasn't color,
at the very beginning,
was when she was before she went to Oz.
She was
in
Kansas.
The one in 1939? Because that's when movies were just now starting.
Mm-hmm. Look it up, James.
Kansas.
Pull it up real quick.
Like they may have added color to it afterwards, like later years. But are you sure it was in color when it first came out?
Almost positive. Because that's the thing. Like it came out like that. And people were like, that's why it's held up so well, is because people were like,
so was that
seeing so much color for the first time? It was
that one of the first colored movies?
Yeah.
Was it the first?
It might have been actually. I think that's why it was so popular.
Dang, I didn't realize it was that they were able to do color in 1939.
Yeah, I didn't either, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like that's fucking insane to me. And it has better visuals. Like it has visuals that hold up better than some movies that were made in the 80s and 90s, dude. But this had to have a massive budget. See? The only time they're in black and white is when she goes before she.
Yeah. So she opens the door and just color. It's not like crisp, but you can definitely tell that.
But I think that's why it was so popular, and I think that's why they did it in black and white or more rustic tone.
Okay, so what?
Opening the door into the color, people are like, like just gasp in the movie theaters watching it, you know?
Dude, so without looking at it, what year do y'all think the first movie, colored movie came out? Without looking, don't look at anything. What year do y'all think it is?
I think
like the first colored film, not movie, but like film, the first colored film.
The first colored one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 1925.
1925?
I'd probably say like 1915, somewhere around there.
So this is crazy. 1902.
What?
What movie was it?
I don't think it's a movie. I think it's just the world's first color film.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the world's first color films were shot in 1902.
Dude, what?
That is insane. I didn't even realize. I thought cameras were just starting in 1920 or something.
Okay, guys, listen here. Pause this. Speaking of the olden times, pause this, James.
Why did you just get so loud?
I'm fed up with fucking Benjamin Franklin, dude. Why the fuck was he trying to discover electricity, right? Whatever led him to believe that electricity was possible? He stood out with the fucking key attached to a fucking kite and discovered electricity, dude. That's bullshit.
I think he discovered electricity.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think so. I think he was like trying to harness the power of electricity.
I thought he discovered electricity, but that's so weird to me, dude. Who discovered electricity and was like, oh yeah,
Because
that's gonna work?
That's-
Like, how
lightning's
the
been
fuck
around
did that
forever.
happen?
Tesla didn't figure out how
It
to
was
harness it,
Nikola
and Edison.
Tesla, right?
I think Tesla figured out how to harness it, and then Edison
Like maximized it.
he patented
But
it
dude,
and
that's
stole
so
it from him.
weird to me,
Wait,
though,
did you
dude.
say Benjamin Franklin or
Yeah, I
Thomas?
did. I did say Benjamin Franklin, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin did do the kite and the
Yeah.
string thing, the key thing.
Yeah. But see, him and
Benjamin
Edison
Franklin.
were like rivals, kind of.
You
back in the
imagine
day.
like fucking American Revolution, just fucking lightning and shit, and like, oh, that's that shit that Benjamin Franklin discovered.
Like,
Okay.
imagine having
Before
the
that, we
first
didn't know what that
light.
was.
Like, you
So-
have electricity in your home, and somebody's like, "What the fuck
we
is
just
that?
we just thought
How
God
did
was
you?
pissed off at us.
How the fuck do you have the sun in your house?" Like, dude, it just blows my mind. Like, the way things happen in this world blows my mind.
What are you
Because
talking
it
about?
doesn't make sense. Like, how did they know that electricity was possible? Like, I understand that lightning and stuff was around the whole time, but what made them think, oh, I can use like that's electricity. I can
Who?
use that.
I got it right here. So
They weren't-
Benjamin Franklin had one of the greatest scientific minds of his time. He was interested in many areas of science, made discovery, blah blah blah. In the mid 1700s, he became interested in it. Up until that time, scientists had mainly known about and experimented with static electricity. Benjamin Franklin took things a big step ahead. He came up with the idea that electricity had positive and negative elements, and that electricity flowed between these elements. He also believed that lightning was a form of this flowing electricity. That's when he conducted his flight key experiment thing, and then he found out, just as he thought, electricity from the clouds transferred to the kite and flowed through the string and gave him a shot. So that, but hang on, it
That's
said,
so odd to me. Like, it makes you wonder if somebody was placed on the earth to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if aliens are real, right? Like, which I'm almost positive aliens are real, right?
that had been a huge turning point.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, the aliens dropped somebody off, or gave Benjamin Franklin the knowledge, or Thomas Edison, or Nikola Tesla. Like, the aliens dropped someone in from their ship to do electricity. You know what I'm saying?
What? What are you smoking, dude? Can I get some of that, please?
Dude, does that not, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, the way things happen, right? Like, cars start getting built, fucking all that
This-
kind of shit. Somebody
Yeah,
would
hang
have
on.
to be placed there almost
The
to
industrial
do it at that
revolution,
exact time.
No,
the, industri- the industrial revolution happened like in an instant.
these are.
Exactly.
I
Like-
feel like it was built up. I feel like the
It was. It took millions of years to finally get to that point to where once electricity is harnessed, then boom, you're golden. That's all you need.
yeah, obvious. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think like in the past like 100, 200 years, we've made gigantic leaps to like where we are now. But I think that those leaps, like the starting point, they've all been built up. You know, someone has an idea.
Like, what even made Al Gore think about the internet, dude?
What?
It's a joke that Al Gore created the internet.
I-
No, but like who the fuck thought about the internet?
Was it?
So apparently, scientists have found evidence that ancient peoples may have experimented with electricity. In 1936, a clay pot was discovered that suggests that the first batteries may have been invented over 2,000 years ago. The clay pot contained copper plates, tin alloy, and an iron rod. So they
People had to be placed here to do shit, dude.
2000. So back in 1700s, 1700s, they found their first signs of people using a battery.
That's fucking insane to me, dude.
I don't know if people were placed here. I think there's innovators in every society, and
Yeah.
those innovators shine when like they're given opportunities and stuff like that. And then
But we're at such a, like, we didn't have that innovator for what, about 10, 15 years until Elon Musk showed up?
What are you talking about?
Elon Musk,
Well-
Elon Musk is an innovator, but we've had that. We've had Bill Gates. We've
Yeah.
had
People have been making things like that for a long
We've
time.
we've been in
But
a
I mean, it just
steady.
seems like I don't know, dude. It just seems so weird to me. Like,
Here's the thing: one person releases an idea, and you know what it is, and I think that I think capitalists are gonna be really happy about this. Like I'm a mix of capitalists,
Mhm.
but that's what does it. One person releases an idea, and then you have 15 other figuring out how can we make this better
Yeah,
to where it
it's got to be
sells.
funded though. How can I make money off of this? Is
Yeah,
how America does it.
yeah.
dude, it's just so weird to me. Like, it blows my mind, dude. Like, I grew up in church and everything, but sometimes I just wonder, dude.
See, how many people do you think have created something so spectacular, but it's been brushed under the rug, underneath the radar because they didn't have the money to fund it, or
Oh,
companies don't think they can make money off of it
oh,
somehow,
oh.
like
So,
some kind
That's
of
why they
cancer.
have. That's why they have Shark Tank now,
so
Zach.
this, so
Everything gets
here's
discovered.
here's a story that I read a couple weeks ago. Um, so Edison has been accredited with uh, actually starting motion pictures. So while we're talking on the old movies and stuff like that, there was a guy before him that Edison actually, because people don't know this, but Edison was a fucking gangster, dude. He was
Man,
like,
dude, he
he
was
had
a
He
fucking bug.
he
he had
stole
people.
from Tesla.
He didn't steal. He had people whacked. He had fucking. He'd sue them into fucking submission. He'd literally bankrupt them. So yeah, there was a guy in
Man, you
it.
know who Thomas Edison sounds a lot
Yeah,
like?
fucking who?
Do you mind? He's telling a story.
So there's a guy who Edison got the motion picture from, and he actually displayed a motion picture that wasn't of good quality, but a motion picture at this fair, and it blew everybody's fucking minds. People were fucking thinking that he was supernatural. Like it literally freaked people out because this is the first motion picture. It was like 1870 something. Like this is like 30 years prior to even like the first film.
This was
This wasn't Edison. This was I gotta figure out his name.
oh, it was another guy.
Yeah, it was another
Hey,
guy.
didn't George Orwell make 1984? Didn't he write that?
Yeah,
Um,
The one about Big Brother? Like,
yeah, that's
see,
George
like
Orwell.
that's another reason that makes me believe that there are time travelers. Because like it didn't happen in 1984, but a lot of that book is
Hmm.
like nail on the head.
It comes to yeah, it comes to fruition. Like
And
it's
then the shit that
I
the fucking Simpsons do, dude.
okay, do you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
is this the first film?
Yeah, this is the first film. I think this is. I
Oh,
th-
that's
I
giving me
I,
creeps,
I
dude.
don't think this is the first film, and here's the creepier version. I'll tell you the history behind this film. I don't think this is the first film that he actually displayed at the fair, but this is one of the first films that he actually like released out into the public to kind of show like what he was doing. So this is pre Edison. This is pre everything Edison had done, and then he actually patented the type of camera. So he was making the camera that did this, and Edison made a different version of the camera and then sued this guy and lost. Edison lost, but this guy was so broke that he mysteriously vanished. He got onto a train one day with all his equipment. He was going to America to broadcast his new version of the camera that was supposedly going to revolutionize film. He got
And he
onto
just
the
disappeared.
he got on the train to go to the ship, and he disappeared on the train. They could not find a trace of him, and he's all of his
That
equipment, everything gone. So that's where I think Edison's like a fucking gangster because he was like
person is a G.
he's a G. Okay, so the history behind this film is, and I don't know which one, but one of these women. There's four people here. These two guys. One of these women died. Like, and this is
What do
like
you
what
mean?
they
Like
died.
just
Like they died right after this was filmed.
oh,
I think it was like within a couple days. One of these died, and that was like he didn't fuck around with it because I think he thought it was cursed and like that. All right, but here's this what it looks like. Something
Dude,
simple.
that's creeping me the fuck out, dude.
Yeah,
weird.
it is
It's
crazy.
It's crazy to think that we are looking at people that lived in the 1800s. Like we are watching them operate.
I think it was this one, but yeah, I think it was the younger one.
What if when you die that you live on through videos and pictures of yourself and paintings and whatnot?
Oh,
So
that's
like this
fucked.
short little clip, they're stuck in this same loop forever.
Don't fucking say that to me, Zach.
That's fucked. That's really fucked. So
Don't fucking ever say that to me again, dude.
Wouldn't that just be like the worst.
Yeah.
Dude, now I'm never gonna stop thinking about that. So thanks a lot.
Like
But
It's
once
to
you're
be fair,
gone, once you're gone through the videos and pictures that have been taken of you.
I have always wondered what actually happens when we die, though. Right? So like, we're buried, right?
Mhm.
But how do you know you're dead?
You know what? What's you're talking about being buried? I think the most craziest thing happens like at death, because there's been studies that links, or was it is it serotonin, where your brain just like gets fucking full on rushed with serotonin. And serotonin, I think
First
it's,
with stuff with DMT.
is it DMT? Yeah, DMT.
Yeah,
Where you
where
literally,
your pineal gland or
yeah,
pineal, it releases it right as
That's
you
why.
go.
That's why people see the light whenever they
Yeah,
do. Whenever you do DMT, a lot of people see a light. Some people are able to actually go further than that.
they see a tunnel.
But that's the thing, dude. Like when you die, DMT is released into your brain. So like that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you know you're dead? Because that's always been one thing where I'm like, do you just go to sleep and not wake up again?
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Even if you're not dead and then you're in the ground, then you're gonna dissolve into like you're gonna everything's gonna eat you up and you're gonna dissolve into the ground.
No, I
So
definitely
I mean,
understand that. Like,
what I
but
mean, how
do
would
you
you even be alive
finally
at that
do
point?
you finally die when your brain dissolves though?
And it probably
I
takes a
think
little
your
bit, maybe.
brain, I think you finally die when your brain starts sending synapses and stuff like
Because
that, doesn't it?
think about what it's like when you're unconscious. Like you just in that moment, like you
But when
don't,
you're
you just
unconscious, you don't remember, right?
Do you remember before you were born?
yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah.
No, I'm saying that I agree with that. Like you
Yeah.
remember before you're born, it's the same thing.
I was about to say, Zach, what? You said you got hiding? Wait, what?
But see, that's the thing, dude. It all just confuses me.
So you wanna hear my theory?
What?
So okay, so it takes uh billions of years, right, for
Hey, can
everything.
we please get rid of this creepy ass fucking video?
Dude, so
That's
it takes billions of years for the universe to finally get all of the material together to create us, right? It's statistically over time it takes time, and then all the materials just so happen to fall into place, and boom, here we are. Now, when you die, um, you just kind of like your life, like you like you know what, like before you were born, like you don't remember any of that, right? It's kind of like being unconscious, and you can't think, you can't process, you can't like there, it's just emptiness. But so that means you can go millions of years and you wouldn't even know it, right? It's kind of like sleeping through 10 years, like a cryological sleep or whatever. Like you go to sleep for 10 years, you wake up and you don't even know 10 years has passed. It just seems like an instant time thing. So when you die, that same thing, you have no sense of time, no sense of, so another billion of years could pass again to where the universe creates that same thing that made you, and then it can make it, and then you end up being again.
yeah. I think it's.
What if we just constantly relive the same life?
I don't know. It's like a simulation
Like,
type thing.
like we just relive the same life every time, and that's why we get deja vu. Because you're like, why do I feel like knowing damn well you hadn't done it before, but you're like, why do I feel like I've fucking
That
done
would,
it?
I mean, that would fit into what I just said, right?
Yeah, because like if it's a simulation, we would keep going through it, and that would just be a glitch in the simulation, right? Whenever you're like, I remember this, but I've never done this before.
You know what's fucking crazy is that I think that we're on the brink of, like what I think Zach mentioned earlier. We might on the brink where we can digitize the brain or we can stop aging. I think we're literally at that point where it's a possibility.
Where you can upload your consciousness into a machine, and
Yeah.
then you can live life
And
throughout. But then it comes down to the question, like, is that conscious being, is that you? If you make a copy of it, is that you? Because that'll think it's you, right? You
yeah.
make a copy of yourself, that thing is gonna think that it's you, and you're gonna think that you're you, and no one's gonna know who's the real you because you'll just think that you made it, and it'll just think that it's meant to be.
What
You
if
know,
you
it- yeah,
transfer your consciousness to that machine? Like it doesn't create a separate copy of you, but you transfer it completely.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it would be the
And
same
then
thing.
and
It
then
would be
you
like
see
what
and then you now cease to exist. Like you as a person cease to exist.
the question would come down to what is it that makes you you? Is it just that electrical consciousness? Like, is it just that, or is there more to it?
Yeah. Well, I mean that's just a possibility. That's just another possibility that could be.
maybe,
But I think that we're like at the point where we can literally start reversing cell death, aging.
but maybe you really only die once you've lived the life that the simulation has planned out for you, right? So, like, you have a set path that you're supposed to go on in this life to reach the end, right? But you keep reliving it until you find what you were supposed to actually do.
But
Possibly.
why is it that you have a
I don't
specific thing
think
that
that.
you have to do?
I don't think that. I don't think that
That's
because
what I'm
then
saying. Like
if
that would be part of a simulation if
if
they set it up like that.
if there's a specific thing then that we have to do, then why are infants dying?
Yeah, yeah. What like babe? Like, there's people that had absolutely no choice in
Yeah,
anything.
like 4-year-olds that like
Guys,
what?
fucking baby geniuses.
And then I don't know. You know what's
They
fucking insane? You know what's insane? Now that we're talking about diseases and stuff like that, or effects, have you guys ever heard of cryogenics?
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're actually fucking freezing people. They don't have.
yeah.
Here's the thing: is that these people are.
They've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. People think
but no, no, no.
all is in
So
ice.
so they've been doing it for a while, but the way that they've been doing it is those the cells in the bodies like that they only last for a certain amount of period. But I think they've like perfected it to where they can actually hold these people. They're not sure how to restart like their life.
But give it some more time. If you're
Yeah.
frozen for a long enough time, they'll figure it out. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Like they're like people who have like stage 4 cancer, pancreatic or stuff like that where they it's 100% death rate. You're going down.
Yeah.
They you've got I think you've got to pay like a good amount of money,
Oh
but
yeah, it's expensive.
they figured out how to where I think they have where they figured out where it's not destroying cells, it's just literally putting you in a freezing point now.
It's just putting you into a
That's the
state.
thing.
That's
Athletes use cryogenics during the off season to keep their body in top shape.
what are you talking
What do
about?
you-
They use
Cryotherapy?
cryotherapy and all that kind of stuff to keep their body in the best shape
But
possible.
that's got nothing to do with uh cryogenics. That's
But,
completely different.
but I mean, do athletes not seem to age a little slower than regular people?
I think that
Yeah, but not all of them use that either.
I think that I think I mean we could attribute that, but I think it's more of like they're really active and they're these people are fucking training. People that train
So that's
usually tend
that's
to live
how
longer lives.
that's how like whenever long distance travel like throughout the universe or whatever, like a cryostasis thing is how is what they recommend to travel those long distances. You go into a stasis state where they freeze you and then you wake up, 10 years or whatever,
And you leave your dog Seymour at the pizza shop,
and you accidentally leave Seymour in the
God
drive.
damn, dude, that scene
and he
fucking killed
dies
me.
at the pizza shop, dude.
Fucking
That's gotta be the best animated TV show I think of all time.
Uh,
Futurama is,
it's
I think,
really, really good, and it's
I think,
definitely underrated.
I think it's
But I
the
don't think I would put it at number one.
I think it's my personal favorite. I think.
Like, I really enjoy Rick and Morty.
Yeah, Rick and Morty's good too, but I think Futurama just
Like
has.
South Park's really good. I don't get why Futurama kept getting canceled though, dude. Like that's so shitty.
viewership.
Didn't it was like on a
So
wait,
good.
was it like on Adult Swim, I think, and then it got
No,
Fox.
it was on Fox at first. The same it would come on Sundays before The Simpsons. Um but then Comedy Central picked it up. And then they started using or they started airing on Adult
Adult
Swim,
Swim.
and then they went to Netflix, and then they got pulled off of Netflix.
When you go to watch it on Netflix, it's like laid out weird. It's like one of the seasons is just the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, it's so weird to me because it is such a good show.
It really is.
Like, it has genuine funny moments,
It just does not get the recognition it deserves.
and it never has, dude. Like, The Simpsons has gotten so bad through the last years, right? But they're never gonna cancel The Simpsons.
The Simpsons is good. Like it's.
Oh,
it's
I enjoy it a
really
lot. The newer
But there's
seasons.
so many
bad.
seasons.
Isn't there like 21 seasons of The Simpsons now?
I think there's more than that.
More, because it would have to be, right? Because it started in the
Let me see.
90s.
Pretty sure there's more than that.
There are 31.
Yeah, that makes sense because they started in the 90s, and yeah, it makes sense.
You know what's crazy though is that there's 31 seasons. And it sounds like a lot, but there's only 684 episodes, which is a lot. But compared
already has 18.
compared to One Piece, dude, I'm three.
That's what I was about to say. Compared to One Piece,
I'm 300 over The Simpsons, dude. You got nothing on me.
Dude, that's the thing. Like, look at South Park. They started a lot later than The Simpsons did, and they're 23 seasons
23.
deep. Like, South Park is probably my favorite, dude. It's gotta be my favorite animated show.
I
Like,
think
the best one.
I think dialogue-wise, yes. I think they have the top dialogue, like the number one joke. Like, yes, but overall, I'm gonna give it to Futurama. Just like
But
animation,
like, the
emotion.
I think South Park's
the reason South Park is so good to me is I watched a documentary about it, right? With the creators of it, and they literally make the episodes a week, like the week it's supposed to be released.
They do it quick. It's crazy how, but they haven't seen
how they-
the writers do.
That's how they manage to maintain such accurate social stances.
It's easy to do that when your budget for animation is just like nothing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, dude, like there's so many good ones. But yeah, Futurama is so underrated, and it's so frustrating that people don't like that show.
Hey, so check this out. Hang on. So in order to get yourself cryogenically frozen with lifetime membership, the cost of cryopreservation is about $28,000.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. I thought it was way more than that.
Yeah.
The cost of cryopreservation under the year. Oh, so is it a yearly membership? It's $35,000.
Oh, so it's a yearly thing then.
So what happens if you stop paying? They defrost you?
They fucking throw him in the dumpster.
All right, he missed his payment.
Let's get-